Bun găsit, am revenit în direct la finalul acestei prime sesiuni despre antreprenoriat, o primă sesiune foarte consistentă, care s-a încheiat de fapt cu două prezentări. Ambii prezentatori ai celor două prezentări sunt aici lângă noi, la Startup Cafe, la standul video de la Forumul Antreprenorilor din București. O să încep să-i prezint pe rând, începând de acolo. Invitata specială este Candace Johnson, președinta European Business Angels Network. Welcome, Candace.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
Următorul invitat este Ludwik Sobolewski, directorul general al Bursei de Valori București, și Mihai, cu care v-ați întâlnit acum, cred că 2 ore deja. Vom încerca să discutăm despre situația antreprenoriatului în România, despre ce poate face piața de capital pentru antreprenorii români și pentru firmele lor și să vedem pe unde sunt business angels și care ar putea să financeze afacerile și dezvoltarea acestora. Vom trece pe engleză pentru că 2 dintre invitații noștri sunt vorbitori de limbă engleză. Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here at Startup Cafe Video Studio. Candace, I know your little secrets. You have roots in Romania, isn't it?
Yes, I do. Yes, my grandparents actually lived in Romania and they came to the United States. They did not know each other when they came, but they got married in Romania and then had 12 children in the United States.
Oh, only 12.
Only 12. And, but I've always been very proud of my Romanian heritage and Romanian culture.
Okay. Ludwik, we've talked a lot about entrepreneurship today. What can the capital market can do for their businesses?
I'm still under the impression of the 2 presentations that we had and important things that were said during this presentation. So Candace Johnson told us that being an entrepreneur is not only about making money, but this is about changing the world. And Mihai informed me, and this was really something new to me, and I'm still enchanted by this, that gaming is not about games, but this is a cultural transmission. And it reminded me that I always used to think about the stock exchange, that it is not about figures and mathematics, but this is about emotions. And I think that we want to be this hub of emotions for Romanian entrepreneurship, that this is extremely important to create this vibe, this positive emotional context for the entrepreneurs, because especially in our region, maybe this is not the only region in the world, where still we meet from time to time, we face from time to time like sort of dubious connotations that are attributed to entrepreneurs. So it is important to create this positive emotional environment, plus of course concrete tools and solutions. And Bucharest Stock Exchange attempted some time ago to improve the state of the Romanian entrepreneurship by changing the way the infrastructure of the capital market works. And I think this is the highest time to define very concrete expectations towards the political class and the political establishment, because the political establishment should understand that helping the entrepreneurs helps the whole society and helps the whole economy, and in this way helps itself.
Candace, how do you see the Romanian capital market, and how do you feel that this market can really help the entrepreneurs?
So I believe that Romania, with the Romania Stock Exchange, the Bucharest Stock Exchange, with this program called Made in Romania, is actually on the leading edge of what I call real capital markets. And I think that we're very fortunate here in Romania to not have so much of a legacy, but to be able to now have an instrument and a tool which can help private investors invest in their future. My father was one of the ones who started the Israeli venture capital community and the Startup Nation. And he always said that if you do not invest in the next generation, you will have the lost generation. And so I've always believed in this. And I am on a, shall we say, a personal a mission to make Europe be a nation of investors. We have too long been focusing perhaps on giving grants, on governments, doing subsidies. I do believe in the power of the free markets. I believe in the power of investing. I think that it is a wonderful, as Ludwik has said, a wonderful connection with the entrepreneurs. As you can hear, I am American. Everybody in America invests in startups. They think that this is almost their responsibility. And this is what I want to have for Europe. I also want to have this single market. And so I think that Romania, with what they are doing with the stock exchange, getting close to the entrepreneurs, getting close to the private investors. I am, of course, also the president of the European Business Angel Network. I believe very strongly in business angels who bring not only money, but expertise, experience, and network. So I think that this is the idea, that the capital markets of Europe need to be closer to the citizens. And I think that Romania is leading the way.
Mihai, if we are looking at the gaming industry as it is now represented in Romania, should we look for investors inside the country or rather outside the country?
I think it's absolutely essential that the Romanian games industry finds its own capital sources locally, because we want capital formation in Romania. I think this is paramount in order to retain these companies locally and also retain their not only their revenues but their exits locally. I think that will pay off in dividends to not just the Romanian state but to the industry as a whole. So we want them to keep them locally, we want them to develop amazing companies, we want them to be acquired or be listed publicly on the Bucharest Stock Exchange, and all of that will help Romania's GDP, and it will create a very entrepreneurial dynamic within the industry currently. The games industry in Romania, we're lucky to have a sizable presence in Bucharest and Cluj and other cities in Romania, but it is to a large extent dominated by multinational companies, and Romanian indie devs find it very hard to achieve commercial success or to get funding for their ideas and products.
I have one question for all of you. My feeling is that Romania is somewhere outside of the big flow of capital movements. Should we do something to get more closer, to put Romania really on the big capital movements?
Romania has a status of a frontier market, and actually this is our main strategic goal, to take Romania into the family of emerging markets, because this will widen the streams of capital flowing into the country, so it will improve the capital formation. The crucial term which was mentioned, capital formation. This capital must be domestic, the local one, but we will never have enough of the local capital, especially in a country such as Romania. So our market must be as open as possible to international flows of capital. So for this we need to create a competitive environment for this capital to attract him into the country.
Candace, what do you think?
Yes, so first of all, I think that the future of Europe is in the CEE countries. And that, as I said before, Romania has a chance here to do something new, to not have this legacy. And, they're trying to do now the Capital Markets Union, but you know what? I mean, if Romania gets it right, and I think that they will get it right, it will be the Capital Market Union for certainly the CEE countries, and, possibly even for all of Europe. So, being able to start at a time when so much technology, blockchain technology, everything and also, for instance, this e-residency program of Estonia, but which is perfect also for Romania. So everybody can be an e-resident of Romania as well. Everybody can invest in the games. So I always love to go to places where I think it's happening, and that's why I'm here. I think that the entrepreneurial and the capital formation market has a real chance here in Romania to be something very big.
Mihai, do we have enough powerful business angels to hope?
We certainly don't have enough. So I thank Candace for taking the lead there and taking a liking to Romania, to our country, and coming here repeatedly and spreading the gospel of how wonderful Romanian entrepreneurs are. We could certainly use more. And one thing that I see that has happened in Romania is that the few entrepreneurs that have achieved success, they've continued to invest. So as long as that dynamic happens, we just need to find more success stories.
If I may, so first of all, we do have a wonderful starting group of Romanian business angels. So it is called the Romanian Business Angels, President Julian Basu. In every single, I've been asked by a lot of countries to help them. So I've been asked by Saudi Arabia, I've been asked by Turkey, I've been asked by Bahrain, I've been asked by France. Every single time, I said we need to start a business angel group. And at first they did not understand. But the business angel is the link between the entrepreneur and then these larger institutional capital. And it is very, very important. And we were talking today about old entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs. Old entrepreneurs should never fade away like generals. They should become business angels. And if we can get, that momentum going here in Romania, and I think we can, because certainly, you have amazing companies and amazing entrepreneurs who now need to start investing and to bring their experience, their expertise, and their network to the new young entrepreneurs. So that's how it works.
I'd like to add that we can also sell startups, the participation in the startups to retail investors, to private people, not necessarily even business angels, which are more, wealthier persons. And in this intention, we created a market called Aero. So this is a junior platform, the junior market of the Bucharest Stock Exchange for early stage companies, even for startups. It is designed as a market of opportunities for individual investors, and we give to them something which uniquely, I would say, the stock exchange can give, namely the liquidity.
Absolutely.
So they can invest, but then they can sell and maybe buy other companies. So this is the quality which we dispose of, and this is like another alternative for young entrepreneurs to get financing for their development.
And actually, investing should be a democratic process. So we can talk about the democratization of investing. And so very often, even though I'm the president of the Business Angels, I very often use just the word private investor, because that is my goal. My goal is to create this nation of investors. And I just shared with the audience here, we put together a group of women in the Pacific Islands, who invested maybe $50, maybe $500 to create a satellite system. And so, that collective coming together and pooling of capital and making it be basically, a national responsibility, a citizenship responsibility. If you are a citizen, you must invest. You really must invest in the next generation, because otherwise you will have, like my father said, the last generation. It's very important.
I would say an enhanced form of crowdfunding.
Yes,
And also the stock exchange is a sort of enhanced form of crowdfunding. With only this difference that we get together investors representing various categories. So we have domestic institutions, we have international institutions, we have also retail individuals.
Absolutely, and this is why we are trying to work so hard with stock exchanges, business angels around the world. We see this chain, not even a chain really, but crowdfunding, business angels, stock exchanges. Venture capitalists are a little bit, they have their own kind of language, but the three of us, we are talking about the individuals, we're talking about investing in innovation, we're talking about liquidity.
Mihai, do you have any portfolio on the Bucharest Stock Exchange?
I'm actually an active investor on several exchanges, and I'm not very good at it. I think I'm better at
Entrepreneurs never are.
I have to admit, not very good at it. I think I have a better chance as founding and running companies.
Ludwik, for this year, do we have any chance to see more companies on higher or even on the main market? Because if a retail investor, you mentioned the retail investors, are asking you, okay, I have some money, but I really don't know where to invest.
First of all, it is wonderful that when we recently organized a forum for individual investors in Bucharest, we had 800 people registered for this and over 500 effectively coming to this event on Saturday. Beautiful weather outside and the whole day.
Right.
So they keep asking. They start asking these sort of questions. We had good answers. We had one answer that the companies that we list generate the highest dividend yield in the entire world. Then we are telling them that this is the market which is on a very positive trajectory because it is on its way to this status of the emerging market, and it is now, I would say, a sort of art and right intuition to invest now or in foreseeable future when we are now getting this premium. In December we had an IPO of a private company, which in this part of Europe is still not a very usual event.
It isn't in Western Europe either.
Well, it's a little bit different,
but
but this part of Europe is rather characterized by privatization and the deals which happen from time to time as the outcome of this process. So we had this IPO of a privately owned company from healthcare sector. So this was a very good answer of this market and of the founders and owners of this company to investors, domestic and international, that were expecting a company that will give to them the exposure to rapidly growing Romanian economy. They were saying to us openly, when I had meetings with investors in different financial centers of the world, we are very glad to know that Romania has 4 or 5% GDP growth year to year, but please give us a company and investable assets that will reflect this because we will have a company selling products, goods, services to Romanian population. So we had MedLife, and it was 50 million euro worth offering, the value of the offering, and it attracted hundreds of individual investors. We expect even a larger size, literally in upcoming days or weeks, which will represent more or less the same thing for the appetite of individual investors. So I think it really starts working. But what we also need is to have these rising stars of the economy. I will be extremely proud of being able to say in some time, look, the first Romanian unicorn was born or was developed, being accompanied, being assisted by the capital market, by the local capital market in Romania, because before it was likely elevated to a really global scale.
Yes.
Let's give the last word to Candace, because she's our guest today at the forum. Candace, you activated a lot of time in the space industry.
Yes.
If someone would say you, let's get down to earth and to see what are the first things we should do next short period of time to at least dare to go to the space?
So actually, I have always used space to solve problems on Earth. So when I started the Astra satellite, it was to enable the cultural exchange of television. So amongst the European countries, because I thought that the diversity and the richness of all of these television stations should be shared amongst Europeans. When I started ILS, International Launch Services, between Russia, a Russian company, and the United States company, so always a private venture, it was so that we could democratize the access to space. Today, we are 60 years of satellites, 60 years from Sputnik, and the world has never needed so much connectivity, so much interconnectivity, and so much interactivity. And so we are looking at the climate change. We are looking at IoT. We are looking at big data. All of this can be done with satellites. And the difference between satellites and fiber, at mobile is certainly, we've got the drones, etc. But the difference is that satellites do offer immediate infrastructure. I can launch a satellite and immediately cover an area. So we have things now like OneWeb. We have the satellite systems that I'm working with now for Earth observation, for Earth intelligence, for Internet of Things, for big data collection, for space situation awareness, for agriculture, for forestry, for fishing, everything. Now, we will also go to space. But I was just speaking with the Chinese gentleman, the head of the Chinese Space Agency, and he is, like me, we are also doing some asteroid mining. But we're not doing asteroid mining for getting those minerals. We hope, and he does too, that we will get to know more about the Big Bang Theory. So we will find the origins of our universe. So it always starts with space, it never ends with space.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Ludwik. Thank you, Mihai. Revenim cu ultima transmisiune, probabil în jurul orei 14, moment cu care vom încheia transmisiunile live de aici, de la Forumul Antreprenorilor din București. Vă aștept așadar în jurul orei 14 pentru ultima transmisiune live aici la Startup Cafe. Sau